dig deep for this one tonight. Morgan Geekie with a power play game winner late.
So the Boston Bruins play the Buffalo Sabres, and this is a Sabres team that is just not very good. They're just not. They can't get any wins. They're struggling to get anything going. I feel bad for Buffalo Sabres fans. They're a passionate bunch, but for whatever reason, it's just feels like a 50-year rebuild at this point, and I just don't understand how they're this bad. But going into the game, the Bruins, they had a storm, weren't able to kind of get their proper rest, and yeah, they didn't look great. They didn't have the good skating legs. They looked lethargic at times during this game, but they would start out the scoring.
Stick into the slot, shoots, Reimer the save, they score!
Charlie Coyle, he would drive to the net, and this would squeak by Reimer. And good drive. I was a little bit shocked it wasn't called off because of contact with the goaltender, but hey, it's good. Bruins go up 1-0 in the first period. They managed to win that period 1-0, but the Sabres, I thought, were the far better team on the ice. They were skating, they were beating Bruins players with the puck. And going into the second period, the Sabres would get a power play, and Peterka, he would bury one.
Still played in 70-plus games. Up top now, Peterka shoots, they score!
Right past Korpisalo. And this is one Korpisalo I felt should have had, but to be fair to him, he's out there trying to challenge the shooter, and it just squeaks through. And, you know, I gotta say, Korpisalo has done really well for me as a Bruin thus far. He's far exceeded my expectation, but yep, that squeaks through. Tied game 1-1. Now, we would go into the next period here, and Morgan Geekie would have an absolute snipe.
Motor in, given the blue line, walks in, shoots, he scores!
Past Reimer, but that would get waved off because Pastrnak was offside. It negated such a great shot by Geekie, and he's been playing a lot better recently. Now, the Bruins would get a power play, and while they're one of the worst, actually the worst team in the NHL in the power play, they finally get one with the power play expiring.
Pastrnak a step, he's got a guy out in front, to the slot, they score!
Geekie just unloads a rocket, beats Reimer, and Reimer did have contact, but that was because of his defense. I think it was Samuelson kind of pushed Brazeau into Reimer. Anyways, good goal. Bruins go up 2-1, and that's something they need. Hopefully this is the start for that power play to start actually producing. They have the talent. They should be far better than they actually are, but yeah, they're one of the worst power plays in the NHL because they like to just puck possess and don't shoot. I liked in that power play they were starting to take more shots. Sabres would pull their goalie, and then Brad Marchand would get an empty net goal. Bruins win this one 3-1. Few things that stood out to me. Korpisalo had a great night tonight. The Sabres had some dangerous opportunities, and he made some just 10-bell saves. He was brilliant. And just, again, he has impressed me very early on in his Bruins career. I did think it was interesting they put a line with Charlie Coyle on the wing. I think they're just trying to get anything going. Wahlstrom made his appearance as a Bruin in TD Garden for the first time ever. You know, he had some nice block shots. I'm hoping eventually to see Wahlstrom maybe on that second power play unit, or maybe even the first power play unit, because he does have a really good shot. Maybe they could utilize him in that area. So, all in all for Wahlstrom, while it wasn't an amazing night, I thought he played steady enough and had some good defense. And again, the Bruins squeaked by a win, and I will say it's always good to get 2 points, but there is some concern here when you're struggling to beat one of the worst teams in the NHL, especially recently with how the Sabres have been playing. It's not a great sign, but I'll give them a little bit of a break because of the lack of rest and just the storm and the flights and, you know, just getting in so late. And I'll give them a little bit of a pass here. But in their last 10, I believe the Bruins are 7-3. Good turnaround here. I have to say, disastrous start to that road trip. They turned things around, righted the ship. I know they lost in overtime, and Brad Marchand did say in a post-game interview they got to kind of finish these games and get those 2 points. But the Bruins are starting to get these wins and look a little bit better night after night. And while tonight wasn't a better night, they found a way to win. But again, for the Sabres, I feel for you fans. You are one of the best fan bases in the NHL. You show up to these games. It seems like your team has been in a 30-year rebuild since Dominic Hasek has left that building, which is unfair to those Sabres fans. They got to figure something out there because they have so much talent on that roster, you know, and even upcoming talent like Benson, I think, could be a very good player in a top six. You know, Tage Thompson's an extremely good player. Alex Tuch is a very good quality player. They got to kind of figure it out there for the Sabres fans. I mean, they deserve better than what they were getting. But Bruins win this 3-1. I'd like to know your thoughts down below in the comment section. Who impressed you the most in this game? Captain Paul, see you in the next one.